Woo, I don't mean to start the live off that way. Hello. All right. Maybe it's this instant we got going. I'm going to get into a collective every time. I protect this space within and all around, keeping any negative energy out. I guess this message reaches everyone it's meant to reach. I connect with my spiritual team, so to get this message across. I only do things in the way of my highest good. Anything that's detrimental to my mind, body, and soul, I will not entertain. Thank you, thank you. All right. Lately, I've been feeling called towards my tarot deck without the meanings on them. Okay, I'm always called to my reflective deck for some reason, which was my first tarot deck ever. I may actually get into the other ones as well. All right. For those of you joining, every message may not be for you. Be mindful that this is also a timeless reading. It doesn't have to just resonate for today. It can resonate tomorrow, next week, next month, next year. Okay? Only take what resonates for you. This is going to be a collective, meaning any and everyone is able to pull a message from this collective. It's not for anyone in particular. So don't forget, this is not a personal reading. All right. Cleansing the energy then and around me. Cleansing the energy of this deck from the previous energy. Thank you. Thank you. Oh. Some stagnant or negative energy going on. Maybe it's getting cleared as we speak. Okay. Thank you. Okay. I could be talking to some readers, right? And you don't have to be like divination practitioner or a tarot reader or anything like that. I was picking up mainly on books. Okay, maybe this is something that you guys could get into. A lot of times when we don't really know what we truly like, sometimes we think we do, but that's why you got to try different things. So maybe this collective is already, because you know we're already hitting the channeling, right? It's already starting 8:02 on the clock. Today is December 16th. I hope you guys are doing well. And if you're not, just like the moon, it has its phases, right? The sun always comes out to shine again. A lot of times we are in control of our own emotions, life, etc. So if you're not feeling well, maybe try helping yourself get out of that energy. Remember that bad times don't last forever, and don't forget to not be complacent during the good times. I may not be saying that quote correctly, but you get my drift. You get my drift. Yeah, I could be talking to you guys experiencing some type of heartbreak. There could be something that could still make you sad, make you cry. Maybe you've cried recently. Maybe you'll cry in the near future, okay? This is fortune telling, okay? So past, present, and future energy is very significant. Okay, I feel like love is very significant, although I'm not specifically going to be doing a love reading. Love may come out. Hi, Miss Tanya. But, yes, the name Tanya really is significant, though. Okay. Dakota, significant. Maybe the wintertime or cold areas as well. This could be talking about people, places, things. Maybe there's a cold energy going on. Something that you went through possibly could have turned you, I don't want to say cold, but possibly. You know, only take the messages that resonate now. But maybe some of you guys can get into like this relaxing energy. What inspired me to talk about reading was because the Spotify playlist that I have on is basically a playlist for when you're reading, you know, and everything like that. It's very calm music, and I love it because it kind of is similar to like lullaby music that I would hear. Now, this is a mixture of music, so possibly not every sound is going to sound like that, but I actually like listening to the tunes that sound similar to like a lullaby. Not too infant-like, right? But something that's still, you know, quite peaceful for adults as well. All right. But peace most definitely could be significant. You see the temperance there? Temperance usually can tie to tranquility and balance and everything like that. Temperance also refers to Sagittarius energy, which is also fire sign energy. Synchronicities are significant. Some of you guys could have possibly experienced something that was chaotic, destructive, and maybe this could have happened, you know, a little time ago. Not too far away, but the recent past. Okay? You could be in this period of healing, resting, getting your mind back together, or encouraged to at least. Everything will happen in due time. You could be working on something right now. I'm seeing karma, justice, balance, something dealing with the law. If you have any court situation going on, I'm most definitely seeing that work out for you. Being encouraged to tell the collective to release any fears. Going at a steady pace, right? Could be very significant. Similar to like when you're maneuvering in life, slow down a bit. Sometimes the world is just in a hurry. Just slow down a bit. And I also picked up on using your time wisely, or really just being smart with the time. Like if you know, oh, I have an appointment at 8 a.m. Are you going to stay up till 6 a.m.? No, you're not. Some of you guys, you may do that. But it's just like being more, you know, staying ready so you don't have to get ready yet type of energy. All right, so let's see what message here is for the collective. One card. Okay, one card. I may also go based off what's on the back of the deck as well. So I don't know if I want to shuffle the deck or just pull a card from the deck, but we'll see. Some of you guys could have been card players, or maybe you still like to play cards. On the back of the deck, we have the Three of Wands. Angel number 3 can tie to things coming together. It can tie to creativity. It can tie to collaboration, depending on what you're studying, looking at, right? Tarot, numerology. It can have many, many meanings. Now, with the fire energy here, once again, which ties to Aries, Leo, Sag. Okay, heavy Sagittarius energy. The Wands energy usually is the fast-paced energy. So maybe something is going to be happening quickly. Maybe you are the one who's operating in this energy. Okay? Whether it's in your control or not, outside of your control, something is just could be just happening quickly. Now, all the times, it doesn't have to tie to this, right? When we're talking about specific cards. Like, if this was the 8 of Wands, then I for sure would stick with that energy. But in this case, it's the 3 of Wands. So maybe there's steady action, pause before movement, anticipation of the future, right? Before the 3 of Wands, it's the 2 of Wands, which usually talks about making a choice on staying or leaving something. So maybe there was already a choice made. I don't know. Okay. Sometimes the choice could have already been made, or maybe that step was skipped. Okay. And it went straight to the 3 of Wands. But in a lot of cases, that energy could have already transpired, and you're currently experiencing the 3 of Wands energy, which once again is just the overall energy of anticipation, moving forward, or forward movement, travel. Okay. This is what's on the back of the deck. So I'm going to pull it out. Okay, you could be an earth sign. You could have fire placements. Earth sign energy is Taurus, Capricorn, and or Virgo. Or maybe a fire sign energy could be significant. Pentacle energy can also tie to practicality, the 3D plane, finances. Maybe some of you guys, you're getting a promotion, a new job. You could be preoccupied with financial matters, or someone else's. Okay. We'll settle with Desmond. I'm currently not doing free questions, honey. But if you do want to get on the list for a free question, I'm sorry, not a free question. For a question, please stay to the end of the live, or kind of towards the middle when I finish getting settled in what we're talking about right now. So you or someone in your energy could be anticipating the future. And instead of me saying you, okay, I'm going to say the querent, whoever this reading is for. Okay? But yes, love, if you want to get on the list for a question or a reading, just let me know. And I can go ahead and start on you now. I have different prices. Well, I actually have a set price, but for those who can't afford my $10 questions or $50 readings, donations are most definitely significant. Like if you only have $25 for a reading, if you only have $5 for a question, you know, that's totally fine. Just let me know and we can go ahead and get you on the list anyway. 1010 could be a very significant angel number as well. And 333. I'm seeing that your ships are coming in. Or maybe it's up to you to go towards these ships. Some of you guys are looking at something from afar. You're anticipating something before moving forward. But overall, I'm seeing anticipation. Foresight when it comes to the future. Maybe you're thinking about your next move. Anticipating how life will look. Welcome to the team. Thank you, love. You could be using wisdom this time around. Maybe you made some type of choice regarding staying or leaving something, and I feel like you're anticipating moving forward. And I feel like this journey is going to be filled with some type of travel. Maybe you're going to go somewhere that's far away, whether it's a vacation, whether you're moving, relocating. See, it's funny because this is sand that I'm looking at, but there's literally ships on here. There's no water. Some of you guys, you're going to be, like, it's fine to anticipate things and, you know, all this. But don't forget to be in the present, because honestly, that's why they say time is an illusion, right? Because we have here and now. Of course, people say, oh, there's yesterday. Oh, there's tomorrow. But at the end of the day, we're always in today. Okay? But you can look at it however you want. There's no wrong way or whatever to look at something, right? This is your reality. What's for me may not be for you. What's for an 80-year-old religious person, atheist, may not be for you. That's totally fine. If you guys can't afford my prices, donations are accepted. If you cannot afford $10 questions, $50 readings, no problem. Just let me know. You can just send in donations, which is anything that you're able to afford, and I'll go ahead and put you in the queue to get on the list. Nobody is currently on the list. If you want to go to my website and check out the things that I do, my reviews, you're more than welcome. right, let's see what's on the top of the deck. Two of Cups. Okay. So whomever this reading is for, someone could be in some type of repression. They may see a choice, they may see an opportunity, but they're not yet going towards it. They are anticipating, however, if they were to go towards it, this could be something that involves self or another person. Moving towards someone, offering someone a relationship, an apology. It doesn't really have to be an apology. It could really just be some type of emotional offer, whether it's self-fulfilling or, you know, giving something to someone else. Whether you're giving something to yourself, giving something to someone else, whether someone is giving something to you. Okay, usually with the Two of Cups energy and the number 2, it talks about duality, balance. Okay, specifically with the Cup energy, it talks about deciding, right? Deciding to offer someone something while the other person is also deciding to offer someone something. It's kind of like a mutual thing. Like, oh, I like you too. We're going to choose each other. Like type of energy. The reason why I said regret was because when I was shuffling the deck, I see regret here and I also see repression. So if this is your energy and you're currently like moving on from people, surrendering or whatever the case may be, you could still be carrying some type of hurt, some type of emotional baggage that can actually be possibly keeping you in this either fearful or stagnant or whatever type of energy, whether it's when it comes to approaching love or being approached, whether it comes to just getting back out into the world and, you know, living your life. It can really be anything. Some of you guys are like, how am I going to do this? Like, how am I going to do this? And little do you know, as you, like, within the next 2 months, somebody is possibly going to be in your space. Now, this doesn't have to be romantically. It could be platonically. It could be short term, whatever the case may be. But I'm seeing some type of solution. But don't forget that you have the power yourself to do whatever it is that you're wanting to do. You just have to do it, okay? You got to get out your head. You've done enough foreseeing the future and anticipating if you made the move or not. This next course of action is going to take you going towards whatever this is. And by all means, you don't have to take the message as yours personally. This is not a personal reading. A lot of people are going to be coming across the readings. I'm also going to post it on YouTube. So, and another thing is, and this is not to discourage you from the message that I just gave you. If you feel like that message is for you, then you feel like it's for you. Okay? But a lot of times, once again, as a timeless read, the message can resonate next week, next month, a year from now. You know, I'm not saying that it won't resonate today, but it is a timeless reading. Okay, we got twin flames, whatever that may mean to you. Okay. Now, this could be 2 separate situations. They don't have to go hand in hand. But these are the minor arcana. So these are the day-to-day things that are going on. So a relationship is very significant in someone's life. Someone as in anybody, no one in particular. Okay? Because I'm starting to learn to not say you and this, and that. You know? Because sometimes we take the message, we run with it, we feel like it's for us. And I don't want to, you know, project on anyone. So I want you to pick up intuitively or spiritually or whatever the case may be that a message is for you without me saying, oh, this message is for you and da-da-da. So I'm just going to leave it as a general, right? I'm not saying, oh, this is for Miss Tanya. This is for Joyce. This is for Kia. Okay? So whomever this message is for, whomever I'm talking about, whether it's people viewing this or the people who are viewing this, like the people in the energy. How much child can't talk. So this message could be talking about the person viewing it, or the people in the energy of the person who's viewing it, right? Whether you're physically connected to these people, energetically, at a distance, whatever. Just take it how it resonates. So for one, I'm seeing two people come together offering each other some type of offer. And it's in the form of cup energy, emotions, love, relationships. Okay? Now, we're going to pull some more energy on this. So, yeah, I'm seeing a harmonious connection. And remember that tarot is usually talking about the reality, okay? It's just talking about what's literally going on in your own life, right? Some of you guys, you didn't cut people off, you didn't reconcile with people. In the future, you may reconcile. Okay, in the future, you may cut people off. Like, you just really never know. But all I know is it's talking about the reality. Okay? What's just going on in someone's life. So I'm seeing someone and another being deciding to love each other, offer each other something. An emotional offer, whether it's a relationship, a heartfelt conversation. Okay, but I'm seeing two people choosing to do this individually. Okay, like, oh, I have this cup, you have this cup, here you go. Okay, type of energy. And with the Three of Wands, we already had talked about that, anticipating the future, okay? It's giving foresighted type of energy moving forward. But intuitively, the reason why I was saying the other things is because when I looked more at the image, it looked like that the ships can't really go anywhere. It looked like that this person is just viewing the ships from afar. That's why I had mentioned, you know, exactly what I said. There are some limitations and some fears going on in relationships and outside of relationships. Whether it's relationship with self, relationship with others, or whether this is some type of opportunity to move forward, to explore, to go on some type of adventure, some type of opportunities, some type of travel. Okay? Now, health. A healthy relationship, or individuals being self-full, therefore when they come together, the connection can blossom into something more healthy. Something that's not based on trauma bonding, something that's not based on insecurities and jealousy and, like, you know, all of this energy. Deception, but true commitment, actually. Security. Maybe some of you guys are anticipating this true love. Like, we done been through this, we done been through that. I can just see myself now. The white picket fence. Possibly the kids. I don't know. Well, if you already have kids, then of course your kids. But anticipating when you're finally going to have that successful relationship and connection could be significant as well. Some of y'all are just tired of people who are coming in with a void and with inner turmoil, and you have your own stuff you got going. I just feel like there's conflict that could be surrounding you guys' life, relationships. It's possibly why you made some type of choice to leave something or stay in something. I feel like a lot of you guys chose to move forward from something. And I feel like this is going to lead you towards a new connection or a renewed connection. Because, you know, we all have free will. If you choose to get into and meet new people, you choose to do that. If you choose to reconcile with the past, then that's you, right? That's just what people do in their life. So I'm not sure which one is going to be you, but I'm seeing that a lot of you guys, you're going to be embarking on a brand new journey. So this could actually be new people. Because maybe you just feel too stuck and stagnant in other connections. There's conflict, there's ego clashes, there's possible jealousy. There's like a lot going on. So maybe you're pouring back into yourself, you're healing. Some of you guys, you're heartbroken, moving forward at the same time. And I don't feel like this will be a long healing journey for a lot of you guys. I feel like sometimes you don't really see that things are low-key already just being settled and being healed. Sometimes you focus on one seed, waiting for it to sprout. Whole time, there's other seeds that's already sprouting. Basically what I'm saying, there's healing. It can be very broad. It can be very, like, not a, like a uno, not one thing. Some things also does take time when it comes to healing, especially seeing that Knight of Cups, not Knight of Cups, the Knight of Pentacles earlier. Some of you guys are recognizing your power, or you soon will be. You or someone else could have some type of crush on someone. They have this very, but at the same time, emotionally, someone is still possibly immature, inexperienced. Maybe this means they haven't had a lot of relationships. Maybe this means they haven't fully tapped in with their heart chakra when it comes to giving and receiving love. So let's see what's going on. Friendships are significant. Third party. And this third party, it doesn't have to be something like an affair or whatever. It can literally be outside sources. Whether they're positively impacting a situation or negatively. Negatively would be, thank you for the gift. Okay, so tell me about this Three of Wands energy. Tell me about this Three of Wands energy. Yeah, passive aggressiveness. Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is a court card. When I mention court cards, it's usually because the court cards are the queens, the kings, the pages, and the knights, which usually refers to people. Okay, so these are the people of the decks, or, yeah, the people of the deck. Okay, so usually this is telling you about characteristics, personalities. This could be you, it could be other people. Usually when the Queen of Cups comes up, it talks about a very intuitive, nurturing, compassionate individual. Someone who is in tune with their emotions, for sure. It's the mother energy. So a mother figure could be very significant in the near future. Or overall. So whomever this is reading for, if this is their energy specifically, they're coming up as someone nurturing, loving, compassionate, possibly honest, especially emotionally. Emotionally balanced. The Queen of Love, relationships, and emotions. Now, if this is someone outside of yourself, a mother figure most definitely is significant and could be playing a significant role in someone's life in the near future. Somebody could also be remembering a time. If you've come into somebody's energy and you've embodied this energy, they most definitely will not forget this. They could possibly even be replaying how you showed up in their life being in this energy. Some of you guys are moving forward and you're pouring back into yourself. Self-love. Nurturing. And she's usually the one who will give the shirt off her back and all type of energy. But this is in the upright. So I feel like this is a healthy type of energy. Balanced energy. Giving enough to yourself just as much as you give outside of self. And if this is not your energy, we could be talking about a Cancer, Scorpio, and or Pisces, sun, moon, and or rising. It could be other placements as well. It doesn't have to just be their sun sign. And it also can be male or female. Usually with the queen, of course, the gender will be female. So, of course, you can think of feminine energy of a water sign, which all male and female have masculine and feminine energy. So you can either look at it as a water sign, any placement in their chart. It doesn't have to just be sun, who is a female, or you can think of a male or woman possessing the feminine energy, especially in a emotional love and relationship type of way. I hope that makes sense. Somebody is going to be anticipating the way that they love. They give and receive love. Maybe somebody is... See, this is a lot of action and water energy, but I'm really picking up on mental, though, even though there's no sword energy out here. Tell me more about this Two of Cups energy. Another 2. Okay, so 222 could be significant. The age 22 or something about 22 as well. Oh, the Two of Swords came out, which usually talks about more decisions. Okay, usually when we're talking about the twos in tarot, is usually the decision energies. But with the swords in particular, which can talk about the air energy, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. In this particular, you see what she's doing, right? She has a blindfold on. We got the moon in the back. We got the water. It looks like she's on the beach. She's wielding swords crossed. Usually this energy talks about decisions that are hard to make, stressful decisions. Maybe some of you guys are moving forward in your life and there is a decision that's been weighing heavily on you, but it's something that you possibly know you have to decide on, but it may be difficult to do. This may have something to do with a relationship. But I'm honestly seeing that whatever this situation is, you're going to overcome whatever it is. It's not as hard as you think it is, because in the near future, you're actually going to be more, I was about to say equipped, but more self-full, more vibrant even. See, I feel like a lot of times when you're going through things in your life, hi age, and there's a lot of problems, a lot of conflict, a lot of unhealthy relationships, like a lot going on. that can actually interfere with your reality a lot of times, right? Especially when you've just been going through too much. But see, where I'm seeing you headed now, and the things that are happening for you that you possibly don't even see, but you could be anticipating low-key, because that's how intuitive you are. Whatever is actively going on right now, in the near future, possibly even the next 3 days, you're gonna feel better. Even if this is the next 3 weeks, 3 months, I'm telling you, you're gonna feel better. Right now or in the near future, you may be having a hard time deciding on whatever this is because it's a bit stressful. You don't even want to think about it, or whatever the case may be. I came across a quote today that says, procrastinating on letting things go could delay the things that are wanting to come in. And that's not exactly what it said. It was basically saying that the things that you're needing to let go, you know, so that you can make room for what actually does want to come in, what's healthier for you, better for you, you could possibly be delaying it. I'm seeing victory. I'm seeing you moving forward. I'm seeing you celebrating, calling judgment on something, actually making a decision. So a lot of you guys, you possibly already know what choice and decision to make. You possibly already know what direction you want to go in. But maybe you're still emotionally curious of something, or not really wanting to decide on something. Tell me more about the Three of Wands. Or just tell me about the energy overall. Yeah. Just tell me about the energy overall. Oop, first reversal card. And it's coming out in the, well, I already said it, but it's the Ten of Cups. So I feel like the overall energy is just unhappiness, especially within your relationships and emotions and love life. Okay, usually Ten of Cups upright talks about happy families, harmonious connections. Okay, the kids happily, the people right here happy, everybody happy. But it's in the reverse, it's the complete opposite. Nothing wrong with that. It's just the reality. Once again, I told you guys, it's just the reality of one's life, okay? This is just the real, what's going on. No need to fear anything or feel whatever, okay? It's okay. You deserve a connection that's filled with equal give and take. You deserve a connection that doesn't make you feel confused or conflicted or in your head. You deserve to be at peace and free. Not in connections filled with jealousy, passive aggressiveness, conflict, chaos. And I feel like you are going to come into these healthier connections. You're currently heartbroken. You're currently healing. You're anticipating things. But I told you, there's phases to things. It can change, okay? It can change. 1 minute you can be down in the dumps, and the next minute you could be on top of the mountain, okay? Some things just take time, action, a shifted perspective, okay? That's it. That's it. Look, decisions. But like I said before, you guys already know what direction you want to go in. So either you're stressing yourself out for no reason, because you already know. So maybe it's something that you probably don't really want to do because your heart is still invested or your emotions is still tied to something, whatever the case may be, but you possibly feel like this is possibly what's better for you. Because maybe something doesn't bring peace. Maybe something doesn't fulfill you. Maybe you're not happy, right? And maybe the other person is possibly not even... But see, with the Two of Cups here, either this could be talking about a new connection or this same connection. But these are basically, if that's the case, is basically very contradicting. Harmonious relationship, disharmonious relationship. Now, this can most definitely be family, marriage, relationship. So this could be two separate situations. Maybe it started off as something that was...
This message may be shocking to many millennials. If you are one of
them, not in the reverse Ten of Cups. In Two of Cups energy, surprisingly, it's still in the Two of Cups energy. But I'm just not sure if this is talking about a connection where you've already connected with someone and it turns into the Ten of Cups, or if this is like you're experiencing the Ten of Cups and then this is what's to come in the future. So regardless of however it is, just take it how it resonates. I just feel like somebody is wanting to do what's best for them because they've been pouring into other people, and I feel like they're finally just wanting to finally have that connection where they don't have to be hurt or settling, or, you know, they want to be happy finally. Not connections that eventually turn upside down. And maybe there's some decisions that you're needing to make. Because you are the creator of your life. You choose who you love at the end of the day. Like, at the end of the day. I know a lot of us, we believe in God and spirits and angels and, you know, this and that. And then there's a lot of you guys who believe in fate and destiny and, you know, but at the end of the day, balance out spirituality and practicality. Get back into the reality of things. Not the potential, not, oh, what can happen in the future, but about right here, right now. If you're not in this energy, you're encouraged to be in this energy. You know, forgive, be empathetic, be understanding, but at the same time, your feelings are also valid. So it's like, balance it out. Like, okay, I can see why this person shows up this way. I feel for them. But also, don't forget about yourself. Also know that this is possibly something that you're not happy in. It's a lot going on, okay? Yeah, see, that's the thing. There's a lot of chemistry and passion here. So some of you guys, you could be in twin flame connections. I quote unquote twin flames because I just feel like twin flames, honestly, I just no longer look at it like how I used to. But maybe we're talking about people who you mirror, who you have a strong connection to, who you possibly have some type of spiritual contract with. Or just contract with, right, in the 3D plane. Maybe this was a marriage. Maybe this was someone who you were committed towards and they were like vice versa, right? Maybe this seems like a connection that could actually, that was possibly more real than your other connections or whatever, right? But you still have to pay attention to the cons, okay? That's why you're in this energy, because something is distracting you, possibly distracting you from the truth. Do not be in self-delusion. You have a huge heart, so it's no doubt that you forgive and you understand and you just feel like things can work. But the thing is, it takes two. It honestly takes two. So if you're dealing with your own family, or if you're dealing with your own romantic connections or your own friendships, it takes two, okay? It's equal give and take. Two separate people deciding to love each other. It's not one person doing all the work. It's not one person being the only one who's emotionally mature and balanced and all of this, because that's when problems and everything else is going to come into play. This is why you pay attention to the red flags. This is why you take your time getting to know people. This is why you have boundaries. This is why you also focus on self-love as well. When you're focusing on self-love, it doesn't mean that you love anybody any less, but it just means that you love yourself, okay, as well. To the point to where you won't keep on sacrificing yourself, risking your heart and everything else. It's like you keep on, like, you possibly have your heart on your sleeve and you keep breaking your own heart, okay? Because you just have a lot of love, chemistry, and passion, and maybe you feel like this person does too, okay? But y'all are not happy in these family connections, friend connections, romantic connections. That's why you've been anticipating new connections or the future and other things, intuitively feeling these nudges to pour back into yourself and move forward and all this other stuff. Because honestly, maybe your nervous system is talking to you like, hey, I'm panicking, okay? Like, you got to give your nervous system a break. See, the thing is, people are safe with you emotionally, etc. But you're just not emotionally safe with others. Now, maybe for some reason you could possibly sense something. I don't know. But it's not enough. It's not enough. It's just not enough. So you have to ask yourself, what do I believe? What are my values? Like, if you actually looked at the people that you have in your life, who you commit to, it's like, it takes two. It's kind of unfair. But you can't really say something is unfair if the collective is actively putting themselves in a situation. Because once again, we have free will and we choose who we love. So it's like you just keep choosing people. And I don't want to say you choosing the wrong people, but you gotta balance out the mind and the heart. That's why it was no mental energy out there, because you was mainly operating in action and emotion. You gotta balance everything. Work smarter, not harder. Remember, we talked about that earlier. Some of you guys have fears, you have limitations. Maybe you feel like, oh, well, this person is possibly the best person I'm gonna get. Or like, I don't know if you didn't forgot, but there's so many people in the world, okay? And there's also people who are emotionally mature, balanced. I'm just saying, okay? There are people who don't have to break your heart and then be better, or break your heart 50 more times until you finally leave because they just not changing. Okay, you don't have to experience that. You can choose to stop self-sacrificing emotionally and connect with people who can actually reciprocate. Because you won't be indecisive when it comes to that. You won't be confused. You won't be avoiding the truth, whether it's intentionally or unintentionally. You need to heal your wounds within your family. Because, see, a lot of times this starts off in the childhood. And who are you around? First, it's your parent and guardians. Okay? So maybe there was some things that you received and did not receive when it came to mom, dad, okay, guardian, grandma, cousin, friend, whatever, right? But eventually down the line, that's when you come into connections outside of family, and you start coming into romantic connections and friendships. But a lot of times, the origin is the family. So maybe there's some wounds that you need to do. Like maybe you didn't grow up in a happy home, right? Maybe your mom and dad or grandpa and grandma, whatever, right? Maybe there was some things that... See, this is just generational curse breaking energy. I just feel like that's what this is. Yep. One generation didn't do it, the other generation didn't do it, and now it's just there's you, right? But it's like sometimes, and I'm thinking of the product of your environment. Sometimes you just do the same shit that your mom did, or you pick up. Like it's just, Oh, your mom got married. Next thing you know, you probably gonna be married. Okay. Your mom never been married. You probably not gonna be married. Okay. That's just the astrological, scientific thing. Okay. But see, I feel like you're gonna be finding yourself, and a lot of times you cannot do that together with certain people who are just on different paths, different contracts, different mentalities, different beliefs, right? I'm not saying it's impossible, but just going based off the reality of things, this is really causing you insanity for some, stress, depression, heartbreak. That's just not good. So you have to choose you. Ask yourself, why do you want to be in a relationship anyway? Why? Is it because it's so normalized and, since you were a kid, you thought of the knight in shining armor and the white picket fences? What was not normalized was actually people being single. It's a lot of things that are normalized. It's crazy. So just ask yourself questions, Why do I want a boyfriend? Why do I want a girlfriend? Why do I want a husband? Why do I want a wife? Am I not good enough? I need somebody else. Want somebody else that bad? That I'm telling you, success is within. Nobody can fill that void. So whether you get the relationship, there's still gonna have to be things that you gotta tend to. And I promise you, this is something that you should want to do, because it's just gonna feel very rewarding, very healing. And when you realize that things outside of self cannot fulfill these needs, and insecurities and the void and all this, just like vice versa in other people, the money, the relationship, it's just not gonna do it. That's why I said people have to individually do their own work, and then they can come into a connection, and it can be happily ever after if they want it to be, if they believe in that type of thing, if they're the monogamous and they believe in whatever. Cool. There's people out here, but it's just up to you, but I wouldn't say this is like self-torture. It's like child, you too smart, you too intuitive. Sometimes you already feel something gonna happen, but it's like you have this passion and possibly react out of haste and emotion and passion, and then you just get yourself back in like these situations. But you have to learn how to put that to the side, because you're always gonna come back into a time where you got to make that decision, that choice all over again, because you haven't healed and that individual is still not ready. Some of y'all don't know if you're going to come into a connection where somebody is actually going to choose you, and there's going to be reciprocity and whatever. But maybe your past connections and whatever you're going through with family and everything else, maybe this got you blind to the truth. Because I don't know who told you that, but love it exists. Healthy love, true love. I shouldn't even have to say healthy or true in front of love, you know? But that's why a lot of you guys, you so antsy. Like, is this person gonna come back? Are we gonna work out? Is this meant to be? You can ask yourself that. You can ask yourself. You don't even gotta ask. You can just open your eyes, honey, and look. Okay? A lot of things is just common sense. Okay? Jonesy, up. Up. Go. You hear me. Up. 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 But it seems like people are unhappy, but they're not ending something. Or people are moving forward while still being emotionally connected. Like, oh, I still love them. Of course. Nobody said your heart was just going to turn into being like you can't love people no more, and you still gonna be that deep feeling individual. Even when you get your heart broken, even when somebody disappoints you, you still gonna care. You still gonna be filled with love. That's not really gonna change. Sometimes people feel like, oh, this person turned cold, now they just evil. No. If you start off as a being that's filled with love and compassion, etc., I don't feel like that really goes away. That's a part of who you are, honestly. You can get cheated on, you can get hurt, your family could shun you. You still gonna be filled with compassion, empathy, and everything else. Literally. So maybe when you just learn yourself, understand yourself, maybe this can help you see why you do things you do. Maybe when you tap back into, your childhood, did you feel rejected? Did you feel chosen? Right? How was your mom loved? How was your dad treating your mom? Did you even have your mom and dad in your life? Were you an orphan? That's the word that they call it. I don't know if that's a bit insensitive or not. You just got to really dive deep. Or you're always going to be carrying the emotional baggage, the inner turmoil. Especially when you come into a connection with somebody who's not on that same emotional, balanced, mature space. See, a lot of you guys come into this beautiful energy and then you connect with people who are in the complete opposite. Next thing you know, you see a whole different version of yourself. So I understand. You're this loving individual. You're very passionate. A lot of times you put people above yourself. But this time around, I feel like you're going to be doing things differently. Or you're encouraged to do things differently. Because you're possibly going to keep getting the same results. If you want the true love connections, at times, or if you want the opportunities and the travel, a lot of times you got to put in the action and create the plan and, pursue these things. Sometimes you can believe in the, waiting for things to come to you and like all that. But in other situations, a lot of times it's going to take you to go towards it. What is your dream reality? Are you waiting until 10 years later? Like, do you feel like this is going to be something that happens 10 years later? If that's the case, then it will always be further and further away from you. I remember a while ago, I used to think that when it came to travel, that it was going to take me years from the age that I was to travel. Next thing you know, that same year or possibly the next year, a child ended up going to several different states in the USA. So it's like, if you just go based on a time before you had certain beliefs. I feel like going back to that time when you were like, just before you let other beliefs and opinions like cloud who you were and your judgment and your actions and your beliefs, right? When you were just free, you weren't limited by your fears, you weren't limited by certain beliefs, because first of all, a lot of things didn't even happen in your life yet for you to have fears. You were this fearless, bold individual. Now you very timid, this, that, paranoid even, right? So it's just like, maybe you just need to take this time to just heal, to rest, and to, I don't feel like you really need to do a lot of mental work. But if it is going to be some mental energy, let it be a little light, okay? Maybe journal, maybe reflect, and, you know. But all that overthinking and just a bunch of like, don't be doing that. That's gonna be too much. You're already going through enough mentally, emotionally, physically. It's just too much going on. So in this moment in time, and in the near future, make sure the focus is self-love. This doesn't mean, once again, that you're not loving everybody else, but this does mean that you're now prioritizing your emotional, mental, physical, etc. health. You got to take care of yourself. You can't rely on other people to take care of you, other people to do right by you and everything else. That's why I said, ask yourself, why do you want a man, a woman, a husband, a wife, a girlfriend, a boyfriend, a relationship outside of yourself, especially when you haven't even built that with yourself yet? You're still on the path. Some of y'all are still learning what you like to do, what genre you like to read. You thought you liked romance and mystery. Turns out you like nonfiction. Yeah. You thought that you was you liked the bad boys and the hood, you know. Turns out you actually like the ones that are more classy or classic, right? Of chivalry and everything else. Of course, right? Who doesn't, right? But no, I mean, like, seriously. Like, for real. Like, for real. Just spend this time focusing on you, okay? Love is gonna be there. Like I told you, people not gonna forget who you are, how you showed up, etc. But the thing is, you can't sit around waiting for somebody to come into a better energy, hope that they won't disappoint you, etc. That's just kind of, that's working harder, not smarter, okay? I say work smarter, not harder, okay? Focusing on things that are in your control. If you're not where you want to be at right now in life, why are you thinking about a relationship? Okay? If you're not where you want to be right now in life, if you still want to do this and do that, where's the plan? Okay, the plan happened. What we waiting on? Oh, the fears and the limitations is what's holding you back. Oh, this connection it's like a stain on your brain is back. The past hurt from this connection, that connection, that connection, that connection. You know, you gotta face the reality of things so that you can move forward without constantly going backwards. You know, that's what they mean by taking a step forward, but really just going 3 steps backwards for real. It's like you jogging in place. You know what I'm saying? Experiencing the same wounds. But that's what makes you the creator of your life. You have free will. You choose who you love. You can go here, you can go there. But you keep choosing to go there when your intuition been pulling you over here. And every time you get ready to go over here, you go back this way. So it's like, you got to step outside of your comfort zone. You got to step outside of your comfort zone. Whatever decisions that needs to be made, you got to make it. You always gonna have to if you keep not making it anyway. I told you, it will not hurt forever. You will not be in that energy forever. Yes, I know that you still have love, for people. That happened in your last connection too. And eventually you moved on. Okay, it's the same thing. maybe whoever this person is, you'll come back around in the future. I don't know about the near future, okay? Because people, they got deep work that they need to do. And you got deep healing you need to do. And possibly by the time you're done doing this type of work, you won't even be thinking about this person anymore. You won't even care to be in a connection with them anymore. Because, see, the version of you that's possibly still hoping, wishing, praying, it's that version that still haven't chose yourself. You just want other people to choose you. And, you know, the parts of you that's been rejected. See, a lot of times, see, you really gotta, I'm telling you, you gotta really heal. But it's deeper than that. I ain't talking about the stuff that was most recent. I'm talking about the stuff that happened when you were in your childhood, your teens, your early adult years. I don't know how old you is, all the way up to now. See, before you didn't learn what self-love was. You didn't learn how to heal for a lot of you guys. So you just have to go back and tend to the things that was forgotten, that you possibly didn't tend to. When you choose yourself, you're going to come into a connection where somebody chooses you. You're not going to have to wish upon a star. You're not going to have to still anticipate the future while you're currently in a connection but unhappy. Sometimes people, they don't mean to hurt you. And this doesn't validate anything. This doesn't excuse anything. This is not a sign to, okay, let's reconcile. No, a lot of times you need space from people. Okay, you need space. Because, see, this is what's going to turn into that devil energy, the bondage, and everything else. So you're closing out a cycle. You're healing. But you got to put down the bags that are not yours to carry. You packing everybody else's groceries, child. And you haven't even carried your own. Well, really, you ain't even got none, honestly. You done went to the store, came back, put the groceries in the hive. You're set. But what you chose to do is, instead of enjoying the rest of my day, listening to my playlist, creating my podcast, going to go travel, just resting, not doing anything, or doing this, or indulging in my passion, or da-da-da. You still focus on something else. That same person that showed you that they got hella work to do. That one connection that happened ages ago that you possibly not even consciously thinking about, but it's most definitely subconsciously there. Pulling on you. Punching you too. You know? I told y'all this was the energy I picked up on earlier, and it's coming out now. Worst cards to get. Okay? This talks about sorrow, grieving. You can even be grieving people who are still alive. But that's okay. That's a part of the healing process. Nobody said it was going to be easy or that it wasn't going to hurt. I mean, you are somebody that's in tune with your emotions for real. It ain't like you out here half-ass loving people. Like, you was really in tune with your heart space for real. You really cared about people. You know, so of course, it wasn't going to be something that was like, oh, on to the next. Like, no. But this is just a lesson, right? To not risk your heart like that again. This doesn't mean don't, go into hermit and never love again. No, because love is a beautiful thing. It is, right? When you connect with the right people, when you actually can get the energy reciprocated. But when something is a one-way street, or it's not as balanced, maybe it started off balanced and then it ended completely And I feel like these are people who you still have love for, and maybe they still care about you in some type of way. Or maybe this is a whole new connection And all you had to do was get this connection out the way so that you can come into this connection and energy. And maybe this could just be a connection with yourself. Really. It don't have to ever be everybody else. Okay? When you realize how grand you are, you'll probably not even care for people to have access to you for real. Because you are already self-full. There's nothing that you want or need, especially outside of yourself, because you've already, you basically complete, satisfied. But you'll always still be moving forward, but just taking these steps back, always anticipating something, always in your head about what could be and what could happen. But it can happen right now. It could have happened yesterday, a year ago, right? But it's up to us. It's up to us. It's up to us. So whatever stress and burdens or whatever is going on in your life, that is because you are carrying the load. You got to put it down. You got to stop letting stuff get to you as much. So, of course, if that's something that's not as simple and easy, then that means you have work to do. You got to turn some weaknesses into strengths. You got to work smarter, not harder. You got to look at things from a higher perspective. You got to help yourself. And a lot of y'all, this is just going to take choosing yourself, moving forward from a lot of things that no longer serves you, especially that's not fulfilling, especially when you're the only one doing the work, not even on purpose, right? Because some people, they just can't give to you what you give to the world. But you're choosing to still be in these connections. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing and you're dumb or whatever. It just shows how your heart is, really. But it also shows what you need to work on within yourself, which is self-love and self-care. When you prioritize self, you'll stop giving access to people. You'll set firmer boundaries. You'll realize that, yeah, this has been a pattern. And I'm obviously not in the space to connect with people like this because I get drained or I'm just doing all the work in the connection. It's just this, and that. You know, relationships are not hard. People most definitely make them that way. So you really just got to connect with people who reciprocate the energy. That's really it. But in this point in time, I feel like you just need to pour back into yourself and just I'm really seeing you by yourself, really. So just, learn to be by yourself this time around. I feel like you've always been around people. You've always had the family, the friends, the lovers, the society. You've always had all of that. So I feel like it's time to embark on this brand new journey, this brand new beginning. When you close one door, another opens. Okay, endings bring new beginnings. Just gotta close out the cycle. You can't keep half-ass closing it, starting it back up, closing it, reopening it again. You gotta give things time. Cause see, some of y'all, you like things to happen like that. Okay, I'm not over this person yet. I don't want to be alone right now, so let me text them. No. Last time you did that, you wanted her pregnant. Last time you did that, you wanted her in domestic violence. Okay, and my apologies, I didn't say trigger warning. The last time you did that, child, you ended up heartbroken. Okay, so you just gotta say, okay, enough is enough. And look at the things like that you possibly are needing to focus on and work on. Like, okay, instead of me pointing the finger at everybody else, because that tends to happen. Like, if a person hurts you, you gonna get upset with them, you gonna get disappointed, you did this, da. Your feelings are valid. But you also got to pay attention to what you're doing, because we can't control anyone outside of ourselves. We can only control us, right? So mind you already seen the red flags. You've already experienced the this, the that, even if it was in other connections from this one. But instead of getting your heart off of your sleeve and trusting in your intuition, you were blinded by the truth. Some of y'all, you were purposely not wanting to see the truth. That's when we have to take accountability for us getting hurt, right? Because a lot of times you knew better. You just loved without boundaries. Loved without, limits. And there's no limit to love. Either you love someone or you don't. But when I say limits, it's still going hand in hand with the boundaries. Some of y'all, you got the whole heart on your sleeve. You would give the shirt off your back. Child, you can still be this nurturing, loving individual, but you don't have to just expose that and give it and give it and give it to everyone. Because I promise you, people do not know how to treat these type of energies. You do know there's many people on the plane, right? In your own family, your own friendships, your own romantic connections that you get in. A lot of people, even the ones closest to your heart, don't know how to treat these type of energies simply because they don't possess these energies. When you possess this type of energy, then it'll make sense that you know how to treat people. You know how to do this. You know how to do that. But when you're dealing with people who are kind of broken, or they got this void, and they got a lot going on, you just gotta put the 2 and 2 together. Next thing you know, you're dealing with people with false masks. You're dealing with people who be lying. You're dealing with people who are filled with trickery, who try to get away with things, play mental games on you. Then next thing you know, you over here strategically trying to figure out a way to do things and to leave. Now you're hiding your money. Now you're doing this. Now you're doing that. Now you turn around being the person that's lying and all this other stuff. Like, we don't got time for that. And that's when the Tower moment comes. You could have seen this coming, literally. But for some reason, it always shocks you. It always surprises you for some reason. Even though intuitively you felt something telling you, do this, do that. That's a red flag. So you just got to pay attention to things and trust in what you see. So a lot of you guys, you're still hurt from people and connections and things that didn't work out. This person is so hurt and dwelling on these 3 cups that fell over that they don't even see these 2 cups that's standing up behind them. There's things to be happy about. You still are able to love. You still are able to laugh and smile and all this. But it's like you just keep focusing on the things that don't feel good. And maybe this don't even have to be on purpose, but some of you guys, there's just some things that you're just not letting go. This literally talks about dwelling, crying over spilled milk, dwelling on the past. You have to heal. You have to forgive. Well, I told you guys, a lot of people, they don't mean to hurt you. They just bound to do it, right? And I'm not saying it like, say for instance, you have a liar and you have a cheater, and then they didn't mean to hurt you. Nah, some people, they intentionally be like, yeah, I'm a cheat. Like, it's not even funny. But then you have other people who are just, child, they want to be better, but it's just I don't know what the hell going on, okay? But we don't have time for the I want to be better, or I da-da-da. Because when we talk about you've already came in better energy. You didn't have to change. You didn't break people's heart and then had to ask for forgiveness and then try to be better. You've already came in the energy that in today's time seems rare to come by. But it's actually not as rare as you think. Next thing you know, you in connections where both of y'all playing games or this, and that going. Like, no. You might as well be single. You can do bad all by yourself. Why struggle together? Mentally, emotionally, financially, etc. Heal the wounds that you have. Tend to the childhood wounds. Do the inner child healing. Do the shadow work. Everything else. Life is going to go smoother. Life is going to be easier. Because then, instead of trying to, get everybody else to choose you and be better and do this, you're going to actually choose yourself and say, you know what? Enough is enough. I don't deserve this. I don't want to keep experiencing this. And honestly, you could possibly already feel that way. I don't want to experience this. I don't deserve this. But keep putting yourself through, the situation. And that's simply because of your own addictions, obsessions, people-pleasing energy, etc. Like, I'm telling you, it's deep for real. And a lot of these things originates from the love, the care, the attention, whatever it is that you did not receive from the ones who were your first loves, for real. And you don't have to fault them as well, because it's like a pattern. That's why we talk about the generational curses. Like, eventually it comes to a time where somebody realizes, this is not right. This is not how I want to be loved. This is not this, and that. Boom, boom, bam. They finally choose themselves and they do differently. A lot of times it may be filled with pain and tears and sorrow. That's because you actually love people. But when they are not loving you back, and I do mean that in a healthy way, not in their own way and whatever, but I do mean in a way that's fulfilling, that's safe, like how you give to people. You deserve that same safe love, okay? You don't deserve people who you feel skeptical of, or people who have on a false mask, people who have insecurities, abandonment wounds, okay? Deep grief and just a walking black hole. You don't have time for that. That's why you have to be careful on who you be friends with, who you be romantic partners with, and who you connect with in your own family, because that's also a relationship. And I know it's very normalized that people don't cut off their family and like all this stuff. Now, I'm not saying you got to permanently cut off your family and this, and that. That's your choice. If you want to do that, you do that. If you don't, okay, that's you. Just make sure you setting the boundaries. That don't mean you have to sit and be in people's face every day and make conversations and continue, because guess what? You're somebody who's very real, genuine. So even when you feel like you're not investing, you're investing for real. You're getting emotionally involved and everything, and it's not safe for you to do with people who are not really, who are still struggling emotionally, whether they mean something or not. And like I told y'all, even for the people who purposely do things or intentionally do things, going back to forgive, because a lot of people don't mean to do things. And once again, it's a thin line between they meant it and they didn't, right? And when I say they didn't, it's mainly because you're dealing with people who are literally not in tune with their heart space, for real. So what do you expect from a person who's not in tune with their heart space? What do you expect from, like, an angel gonna be an angel, a devil gonna be a devil, right? A rat gonna be a rat, a snake gonna be a snake. It's like that type of energy. And I don't know who got this idea of, oh, a man gonna be a man. What? Okay, because I don't know where that come from. If you ask me, human beings themselves created gender. Everything is so segregated. Yes, we are all autonomous, but everything is just so segregated. But anyways, there could be some, I feel like you guys went through, like, the overall major energy is the Tower moment. Whether this is past energy that's still coming up in the present, whether this is present energy that you're actively experiencing and, you know, been experiencing or still will be experiencing, or whether this is future energy, something that has not happened yet. The energy of the Tower is usually, it must fall down because it wasn't built on a stable foundation. So if something is not built on stable foundation, it's going to fall over. Especially if it's heavy, it's built all the way up, it's going to eventually tilt over. It's not something that's still yay high. And even if it was, it's still probably going to tilt, right? But this is just a sense of, you see all of this stuff going on, it's chaos, it's destruction, it's fire, it's smoke, it's a lot of stuff, it's lightning, it's a lot going on. So this could have been something that was very shocking, very surprising. Like maybe you didn't see this coming because like I said, for a lot of you guys, these connections and whatever else started off good. You had no clue that a lot of these things was about to happen. Next thing you know, there's secrets, there's lies, there's trickery, there's false masks, there's deception, disillusion, self-deception. And I don't feel like you guys deserved any of this because you're showing up as the Queen of Cups. Now you guys all in your head about stuff. You are feeling hurt and confused, and you know you got decisions to make and you don't really want to let people go, but you know that this is really healing for you and possibly better for you. For some reason, you feel like this is a stressful decision when in actuality, it should be a peaceful one. Because this decision will bring peace. But see, because you still have those wounds, to you, it's the scariest thing ever. It's the painfulest thing ever. How is releasing people who are not safe for you emotionally, who's been deceitful, who's hurt you, etc.? How is that such a stressful choice or decision to make? People made you feel abandoned, rejected, unworthy. And for some of you, this stemmed down since childhood. And maybe the people who you connected with as you was getting older and older, they triggered this. So it just made it even more worse. But in actuality, you've been picked up on this wound when you was a little baby. 6 years old, 10 years old, 12. Next thing you know, you in school. Now you didn't experience bullying, embarrassment, whatever, right? People who are not choosing you, or we don't want to be your friend, whatever your story is. But I'm telling you, a lot of things didn't just start 2 weeks ago. A lot of things happened 5 years ago, 10 months ago, 3 days ago, 7 weeks ago, 2 months ago, a decade ago. A lot of these, it's like trauma after trauma after trauma. And the crazy thing is, when it first started, you didn't even know how to heal it. You didn't even know about the basics. Self. You were always taught, oh, God first, family second, especially if you grew up religious, right? But that didn't take away from who you were at heart, which you have a very big one, right? But you didn't learn how to love self. You learned how to love everybody else and how to put everybody else above you. Hi, Cass. Thank you. Now you're over here building in unhappy homes, or drained in unhappy homes, whether it's friendships, family, romantic situations. But I'm telling you, there is better, but only if you pursue it, only if you implement it, only if you create it. You can't keep choosing the same things. You can't keep choosing the same red flags and doing the same stuff. Clearly, you keep getting the same results. So this time around, you just have to choose yourself. A lot of things, it's just too much. It's just too much of a burden. It's kind of like an addiction, for real. Something is not good for you, but you just seem like you can't live without it, or it seems like you can't just keep getting another dose. You always gotta, and maybe this can even be vice versa. Like somebody, whoever this other individual is, they see the energy that you have, and this is something that they don't want to let go. Even if they want to be better. But the thing is, they not. They keep hurting you. But people, they see something is not fulfilling. You're not fulfilled, or they're not fulfilled, or both of you guys are not fulfilled in some type of way. Whether it's individually or when y'all are together or whatever. But somebody is not ending it. You can't keep proceeding in a situation where you're not happy. That is why you guys are being encouraged to surrender, to purge, to release. Releasing is going to bring about things being purged. First it starts with surrendering in the first place. That's the why surrendering had came out, is because simply maybe this is something that you don't want to do. Maybe this is something that seems stressful. Maybe this is something that's this and that. But do you want to keep on going through tower moment after tower moment? Because in actuality, I don't know why when you go through these things, it shocks you and surprises you. For some of you guys, maybe you're no longer surprised at this point. Maybe when it first happened, this was probably something that was shocking and something that you didn't expect. But the overall energy, whatever this is, chaos, destruction, upheaval. So you got some decisions that you're making, that you've made, or that you're needing to make. And it may be stressful, but you got to pay attention to why you're doing something. The outcome. The reason. That's what's going to really help you move forward. There's no doubt why you and these connections you have, you feel so connected to them. I feel like it really has a lot to do with your heart and who you are. I honestly feel like that's what it is. And the wounds that have been unhealed. Because when you can have this huge heart, and then you can start off as this person who don't have certain wounds and everything else. But right when you start accumulating certain wounds, and next thing you know, you stand in connections that you know is not good for you. You becoming toxic your damn self. You playing games. You lying to people. Like, You connecting with people, like who you can't trust, or who be lying, and then you be confusing yourself, or it's really just too much. Okay, it's too much. Y'all are literally running on fume. Like, we got the Four of Swords and the Nine of Wands. Like, I feel like you are needing to rest. You're needing to heal. You're needing to mentally relax. Even physically. Because it's like you just keep moving. You just keep standing. You very resilient. You just still standing. Wounded and all. Unhealed trauma and all. But it's not meant to be like that. You gotta sit down somewhere. You gotta tend to things. Mentally, physically, emotionally. That's when you really gonna come into this union with self, for real. Union with self. And then you for sure gonna come into connections with people who are also similar to you. Emotionally mature, balanced, compassionate, this and that. Everything that you ever wanted in a person. But first, you have to see yourself as worthy. You have to love yourself. You just need to get the poison out. Okay? And start anew. So embark on this brand new journey. Some things, it may be scary, it may be, you don't know what to expect. That's what the Fool represents. It's all about diving into the unknown. You got to take a leap of faith. That's the whole point. And I heard this quote that says change is scary, but stagnancy is scarier, right? We're doing the same thing over and over. That's what's really scary. So Sagittarius, yeah, so you have ambition. Really, you don't need, if y'all came into this codependent energy, that's so crazy because you're the complete opposite. That's how you know it's wounds. That's how you know it's not really who you are for real. So I understand how some things may seem scary and fearful, or I don't know what's next, or loss of hope, and just you got these, your fears are limiting you from doing things and acting on things or releasing things. But little do you know, when you be consistent and you close out this cycle, true bliss is going to come into your life, and connections that align with your goals, your dreams, and your values. I'm telling you. That's the thing about free will. It's up to us to create the life that we've been yearning for, wishing for, anticipating. I don't know if you think it's just gonna poof and come into your life like other things possibly have done before, but if you really think about it, a lot of times it took action and whatever else. So if you're wanting to move, I'm really saying y'all move abroad or live abroad or traveling or going into new territory and moving forward, and the things that you've been anticipating, I'm actually seeing it come to life. Especially when you actually decide to go down that path. This is something that I feel like you want to do. I feel like you're very much tired of the same stuff and the connections that are not fulfilling and that are not filled with reciprocity. So I honestly feel like a lot of y'all, you didn't got beat the hell up to the point to where you possibly are going to embark on this brand new journey this time around. Because it always comes around and around and around, and sometimes you just miss out on that opportunity. Next thing you know, it come around again and you do the same shit you did last year, right? But I feel like this time around, I feel like you had enough, but at the same time, that heart is what brings you back every time. You got to stop feeling responsible to save people and stop feeling responsible because, this is somebody who I have history with, or this is my family, or this. Look, we are all our own individual people. Everyone is capable of reaching their highest potential, and we don't need to, hop on the next person to get there. Jump on the next person to get, no, we all can get there on our own. People are grown. They know what, they're very much aware. They see things, so it's really just, you don't owe anyone anything, but you do owe yourself. And it seems like you've been dishing out this and that to everybody else but you. Your inner child, and you just sitting there like, water. Because you've been giving water and lemonade and this and that to everybody else. And you over here like, you know what I'm saying? Like, And the crazy thing is, even after all of that, you still moving. It's crazy. It's almost like self-torture. Because that's the thing about karma. Karma is cause and effect. The consequences of your own actions. That's however life is for you right now. Don't blame it on this, that. Just take accountability. And once again, your feelings are valid. A lot of you guys, you are tired. A lot of you guys, you have been operating from your heart space. And there's nothing wrong with that. But it becomes a problem when you are not pouring into yourself. When you are not giving the love and energy and care to yourself just as much as you give to everybody else. That's when it becomes a problem. And that's why you go through these things that you feel like caught you off guard or was very shocking, chaotic, destructive. The whole time you could have seen this coming, literally. A lot of y'all really anticipated it for real. You got to learn how to trust in yourself. Like, the Queen of Cups literally is a psychic, intuitive. Y'all could literally be into like reading cards or divination, and if you're not, I mean, at least you're still interested in receiving it. Like you're somebody who possibly has a core interest or something. But yeah, that's why these things keep happening in this connection, because a lot of times what you do and what you don't do is going to be the results you get, right? What you do in life and what you don't do is going to be the results you get. The Wheel of Fortune is here. This usually ties to luck being on your side, or change and destiny and, you know, that type of stuff. So it's like the wheel is turning. Let's see what it's going to land on next. We don't know. But a lot of times, you can control the things that are in your control, like yourself, your choices, your action, and everything else. Simple. So some of you guys, you're in separation from people. You've broken up with people. But I feel like everything happens for a reason. I feel like you're in this energy, like, literally for a reason. Yep. But something is coming to an end, though. Certain connections, officially this time around, especially if you stay consistent. But don't worry, because endings do bring about new beginnings. I feel like you're going to come into new relationships for sure. And it's going to be connections that are literally overflowing of love, outpouring energy, very infinite, abundant energy, literally unlimited. That means this is not conditional love. This is unconditional. This is people who are self-full. Therefore, when they come into your energy, they know how to give and receive. They know how to reciprocate. They're not fake. They're not phony. They're not somebody who's going to shock you at the end. Like, oh my gosh, you're not who you said you were. No, these people are going to be exactly who they claim to be. This is divine counterpart energy. This is soulmate energy. See, y'all were dealing with karmic connections. The reason why it's karmic is because it's like a push-pull energy. It's not, it's more like, you know, like that. It's just not working. So I feel like you're finally gonna, like you're always able to attract great things. It's just about what you choose and your awareness and like other stuff, honestly. So stop second guessing yourself when you're cutting off people. Sometimes y'all feel like, damn, maybe I don't need to cut them off. Maybe when I did cut them off, I didn't have to. Da da da. What you mean? See, that's what I mean about you starting to confuse yourself and you starting to be blinded by the truth, even if it's unintentionally, which is very dangerous. So you got to snap out of it. You got to, energetically, physically, etc. be away from people so that you can get your mind back where it need to be. That's why some of y'all are in this energy of lack. Whether it's financially or just whatever, spiritually, whatever. It's temporary though, but still. And that's why even when y'all come together in these connections, see, it's like ride or die energy. Why are you being ride or die to a person? Why? Ride or die for what? No, you need to be ride or die for yourself, okay? You over here limping, hurt. They got one leg. You can do bad all by yourself, child. And the thing is, you don't have to stay in these connections. You don't have to settle. You don't have to deal with a lot of things. That's just you. Because you love people and all this. That's okay. But you need to love you. That's it. That's all. That's it. It's okay that you got to grieve these people, but allow yourself to grieve them. Eventually, you're going to be healed. But it's a process to things. You can't just hop into a better energy overnight. It takes time, especially with a person with a heart like yours. But you have to know why you're doing something. Oh, I'm doing this for my mental well-being. I'm doing this because I'm not happy here. I'm doing this because I don't trust this person, and this person is capable of lying and betrayal, whatever. Maybe in the beginning, this and that. Maybe, boom, boom, bam. But no, it's no longer like that. The cups, it then flipped over, and now you have energies who are also wanting the same thing that you want. True love, genuine connections. Depth, realness, not none of that chaos, drama, turmoil. Peace, balance. Yeah, they want that too. And you really is closer to these type of things than you think. But I feel like right now the main focus, you just got to get back into union with self. Really, you probably never even established that yet. And this is finally your chance, because you've been giving your life and your time and your energy to everybody but you. And the thing is, you've been giving it to the wrong damn people, because they weren't pouring back into you like how you were pouring into them. They weren't loving you like how you were loving them. Like I said, you didn't deserve none of this. So it's up to you to decide, I'm going to pour back into me. I'm going to heal. I'm going to forgive these people because, they have their own wounds that they need to heal. And, it's not personal. The false mask or the not reciprocating the love that I have, it's not personal. They just could not do it. You're asking for something that people can't give you. You're wanting something, yearning for something that people can't give you. These people specifically. People can give this to you, but what's important is that you give it to yourself so that you don't feel, in this needy energy, of this energy of being without. That's when you tend to yourself and you pour back into yourself and you get all that back, replenished and rejuvenated. And then you connect with other people who are just as grand, just as loving, And it'll be a happily ever after, whether you friends, lovers, whatever. It'll be beautiful though. And you won't ever have to worry about struggling, abandonment, all of these other things and wounds that you've already tended to and healed, but you don't ever have to worry about going back down that path or experiencing those things again, because you decided to choose differently this time around. You decided to choose people who actually can pour into you like you pour into them. And I'm not saying that that's the whole meaning of everything, like, oh, you pour into me, I pour into... No, that's the whole point about being self-full. You don't need anything outside of yourself. And vice versa with other people. Y'all just come together and it's just a good thing. Hell, no forcing, no insecurities and avoiding or anxious attachment, avoiding whatever energies. It's just literally connection, union, not chaos, not turmoil, not destruction, not confusion. So pour back into yourself like you've been pouring back into everybody else. That's possibly the lesson that you're learning at this point in time. Be self-full so that you don't settle for people who can't even provide the bare minimum, the basics. Then next thing you know, you're gonna really, you thought you was in a connection that felt very passionate, and wait till you get into a healthy connection where you actually being loved back the right way. And I'm telling you, it can happen. You just gotta be patient. Some of y'all, you be ready to get into connections. You be having this lust wound or this lustful energy attached to you, and vice versa with other. Like you gotta. That's what I'm saying. You gotta pour back into yourself so that you can tend to these versions and parts of yourself. That's the point about doing the shadow work and the inner child healing. You know, because I feel like that's the only reason why y'all didn't come across these type of connections. So do the work on yourself so that you can for sure, like, it's going to be hands down coming to these type of experiences. It's going to always still be far and far away from you if you feel like it can never happen, or, oh, true love is not real, or if you got your fears that are holding you back from, you know, going after your dreams, goals, aspirations, travel, moving forward. Like, you know, only you can hold yourself back. Only you, not the person that you keep breaking up, reconcile, break up, reconcile, break. No, nobody else but you. You are the only one in your own way. So take back control of your life. Take your power back. Take accountability. And finally create the life that you actually want to live. A life that's actually going to be enjoyable. Relationships that is actually going to be fulfilling. Connecting with people who you actually not only love but like as well, right? February 16th could be significant. Be strong, honey. Be courageous. And do know that you are very strong and very courageous when you making certain choices like this to choose yourself. For sure. Just stay consistent. Don't give up. I promise you, you're gonna be thanking yourself that you've done that you started. Next thing you know, you're gonna be feeling better. You're gonna be happier. Because see, you could have been happy 3 years ago, but you kept doing the same stuff. Connecting with the same people in different bodies, expecting different results. You can't connect with people who are not in tune with their heart space and expect it to be a happily ever after, get married. And no, that's why y'all get divorced. That's why y'all break up. That's why y'all have kids, and then it becomes a broken home and a broken family. You got to stop doing what your parents did. You got to stop doing what your grandparents did. You got to stop doing what your great them whatever did, okay? And a lot of you guys, once again, it's up to you to break those generational curses, because at least you are brave enough, strong enough, aware enough. I'm not saying your ancestors and everybody else was weak, okay? But we're not talking about everybody else, okay? We're talking about you. This is your life. What are you gonna do this time around? Don't play with your life now. A lot of people say you only get one, right? Don't play with your life, all right? Live life to the fullest. And what's gonna be most important, especially if you connecting with people, is who you are connecting with. Crab in the bucket energy is real. Jealousy is real. Obsession is real. And I know some people think, oh, they're obsessed with me. That's not cute. That just shows certain wounds and addictions and everything that you and this person have. Is not cute. Healthy relationships, that's the goal, okay? With yourself and other people. So believe that this can happen. Like, just think about a time before you started feeling like it couldn't. For some of y'all who ever felt that energy, because at once upon a time you believed in these things. But I only feel like it only seems so rare to come across because the first person that showed you attention, or whatever the case may be, you instantly just pick them. Like, I'm telling you, not everybody deserves access to your energy, because not everybody can tend to you in a way that you tend to people. You can love people from a distance. You can still be nice and kind at the end of the day, but that has nothing to do with boundaries, self-respect, self-love, self-care. They'll understand, because half of these people, like I told you, they're not stupid. They know exactly what they've done, what they put you through. Although people don't mean to hurt you, they just bound to do it, but that's not an excuse. You don't just keep on putting yourself on the back burner and your feelings on the back burner because you love people. That just don't make sense. You're not going to ever get the love that you want back because you keep on looking for it in the wrong places. That's not where it's at, love. You trying to find that same flower that's growing in the sunflower field when you looking for a lotus flower. Why are you looking for a lotus flower in a sunflower field? It's not going to come. So you want real love, true love, etc. from a person who hasn't even loved themselves, or who hasn't even received it from their mom and their father, to the point to where they feel neglected, to the point to where they actually didn't feel loved at all. These things start off when you're young. So you just have to choose better. I understand you love these people. I understand some of these people are your family. But you just, if you want life to be better and feel better, you gotta, you know, yeah. You gotta tame your passions. You got the chemistry, you got the pattern, you gotta tame that. You gotta say, okay, let's calm down a bit. It's okay. Because I heard this quote where she said, see, before he spoke to my body, he spoke to my soul. Ooh. Okay? Before he spoke to my body, before he touched my body, he touched my soul. Ooh. Okay, yes. That's what we want this time around. Look, all you gotta do is just keep moving forward. You know what you want. You want peace. You want balance. You want to be healed. You don't want to have to get heartbroken, healed, No. So I mean, you gotta do things differently. And you gotta choose differently. Once again, you choose who you love. You choose who you love. And the thing is, your beliefs, your values, that's what really creates your reality. So if you have beliefs that tell you, oh, nah, I gotta stick beside them, I gotta be ride or die, Bonnie Clyde. No, we ain't doing that one. See, you want to build on solid foundations, not faulty ones. You want peace, love, harmony, not unrequited love, not mommy wounds, not daddy issues. Okay? And hey, we all have our traumas, right? But still, a lot of us are still capable of giving and receiving love, though. For real, for real. While other people are just not. You know, they got some real work that need to be happening. And it's not going to happen overnight. Some of y'all, this is a long journey for a lot of people. And the thing is, they have to actively be on the journey and do the work. Some of these people, they say, fuck it, the first day. Let me go smoke a blunt. They done, right? You know? And then some of y'all, you'll probably get offended. Like, oh, so you don't really care. So, babe, they can't. They can't do it. That's like having $5, right? But it costs 10. I ain't got it. I ain't got it. That's it. It's not that they probably wish they had $10. They probably want to have 10, but they just don't got it. Can't do nothing about that. Okay? So stop trying to change people. Stop trying to wait around for somebody to change. Stop trying to wish upon a star for this to be the one. You already know it ain't working. Okay? So it's time to come into that shifted perspective. It's time to surrender. It's time to surrender. Just surrender, okay? It's time for equal give and take. It's time to give and receive. It's time for equal give and take. It's not time for you to be the charity case for a lot of people, or to have a charity case. You got to give people food, money. No. See, in these type of situations, we pour into each other. I ain't at, somewhere volunteering, feeding the needy. I'm in a connection with you. What? No. So tame those passions. Be strong. You strong as hell. Embody that. You've never been weak. It ain't like you can't live life without people or move on from people and it ain't like you can't do it. But sometimes in certain moments it just seems too much, too stressful, too this. But so is heartbreak. So is constant patterns and patterns and patterns. It ain't like you not able to give love to people. It's not like that you're not in the better energy. So why not be in connections with people who also can provide that? That's really unfair as hell. I don't feel like you actually living life for real. The way that you're going about things, I don't feel like you're really taking advantage of life for real. It will be so sad if you never got to experience true love in your life because you decided instead of loving yourself and pouring back into yourself that you was just going to keep on giving and giving and giving to other people, even if you wasn't receiving, even if it wasn't being reciprocated, even if... No. I don't care, once again, if it's your family, if it's friendships, if it's romantic connections. No. Learn how to say no. Learn how to stand firm on your boundaries. Some of y'all, you have people right under child. Some of these people controlling you at the same time. It's like you controlling them and they goddamn controlling you too. Like, damn. But now it's time for stability, harmony, flow. I feel like a lot of y'all were meant to come into connection simply because, I mean, hey, that's just what happens, right? If you know better, you'll do better. If you don't, well, you're about to bump your head and learn a lesson. And you'll probably keep on experiencing it until you got it, right? That's what it is. But I feel like for a lot of y'all, your divine spiritual team as well stepped in. We got the lightning coming out again, shit. Some of y'all, based on, free will, etc., created whatever has happened here. But I feel like the divine itself let something happen or orchestrated something. And I feel like they possibly did something for your greatest good, though, to help you. Honestly. Because some of y'all, you just wasn't getting it for some reason. But it's time to take that leap of faith. It's time to be free. It's time to free yourself because you have so many opportunities here. All these opportunities have been here. They never left. They've only been delayed or, came back around again and again until you were possibly ready for them. And I feel like now you guys are really ready, but it's just about finally taking that leap. Your spiritual team are assisting you when it comes to this type of change, but they are not you. They are not in control of your life. They are not the ones in the driver's seat. You are. They send you messages through your dreams and other things like that, but they can only do so much. A lot of things are going to take actually you to have the courage and to bring about certain change. There's divine intervention here, and it has been for some time, and I feel like it will still be like this in the future, but it's all up to you. Either you can go through another tower moment, or you can go through another tower moment, but this tower moment, it will be something that's unexpected, but in a good way, instead of in a chaotic, destructive way. So I feel like you guys are moving forward. You're headed towards calmer waters, especially within your like self-stability as well as in relationships. Okay? I feel like I'm seeing a harvest. Then I thought of hibernation. Yeah, I'm seeing wish fulfillment for sure in love. Like somebody is going to offer you something. And this is going to be someone that's going to literally heal your inner child. Like, see, I feel like some connections could be very healing. Like, there's work that we do on ourselves, like certain healing work. And then there's work that other people do. Like, you are possibly even going to heal somebody's inner child, because I feel like you and whoever this other person is, you possibly never experienced a love. Like, I'm thinking of, I never knew a love like this before. Never experienced a love like this before. Literally. So while you already doing your inner child healing and this and that, surprisingly you find out that damn, other people can heal parts of me too. I thought that was just my job. Yeah, certain things are your job and your duty to do for sure. But then it's like some people come in and they just show you some things that you never seen before. Help you feel some things that you never felt before. That's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing, y'all. And I know it exists because we exist. People like this who already carry that energy. You're not about to be on a plane with trillions of people, billions of people, and there's only one person, you, who possesses these no. Especially if you're not like a nun or a monk, and you actually want to get into connections and have like these whatever, it's gonna happen for you. Like I told you, we create our life based on our beliefs, thoughts, actions, etc. So if you got limiting beliefs, you got fear, you overthink, I understand why life on the inside is reflecting as life on the outside. That's literally what happens. The world on the outside is simply a reflection of the world on the inside. That's why everything you're going through it's like you're living in hell. That's because you got to get yourself together. Because I'm telling you, people like this exist. And I feel like some of y'all, you probably already established some type of truth. Maybe you've expressed your truth and it's time to live by it. Like, I don't know if some of y'all said, nah, because I'm a goddess, I deserve better. I'm the truth. I'm the real deal. I'm da-da-da-da. Well, you got to stand on what you saying. Because the thing is, you can tell somebody something, you can do this, you can do that, but if you're not standing by that, people will probably take you as a joke. Like, she ain't serious for real. Or, I can get back in her energy, ha, whatever. Or, oh, he taking me, whatever. But you got to actually stand on what you're saying. You know your truth. Express your truth. You've been expressing your truth. Now it's time to stand on that. It's time to release the patterns, break away from the toxicity. A lot of you guys were bound, and you possibly are still somehow just bounded in this energy. But I feel like if you just keep being consistent, if you just keep on, just be strong, then you will break out of the chains. Okay? You will break out of the chains. It's nothing to be ashamed of, but just keep, shift your thoughts, come into like a different perspective. Some of you guys are actually going to have to pause, turn off the TV, turn off the phone, turn off everything, and just be in stillness and silence and just meditate or just sit and contemplate. But y'all need physical rest. You need mental rest. Some of you guys, you're already experiencing, because I feel like a lot of you guys are mentally exhausted, physically exhausted. Some of you guys, you could be physically wounded. Like you could have like bandages or some type of wounds or something going on. Or maybe when you were in the connections that you were in, it was trigger warning, abusive. It's even physically for a lot of you guys. And I'm sorry you went through that. Maybe some of you guys had to knock some people across the head yourself. And I'm sorry you also had to go through that as well. Because sometimes, even if you're the person that's dishing out, putting hands on people, that can also be just as traumatizing for you because this was never your character. So, at the end of the day, the message is, forgiveness. Forgive yourself, forgive other people, and, just come into union with self this time around. Pour back into yourself. Give love and energy and time to yourself. You give time to social media. You give time to your work. You give time to school. No. Give it to yourself. Some of y'all, you've experienced an epiphany, a breakthrough, or you're soon going to be experiencing this. You could be alchemizing things or encouraged to alchemize. I'm seeing spiritual guides. And I'm also seeing for you to trust divine time. Trust. I'm telling you, everything happens exactly when it's meant to. Maybe you're not in that connection yet for a reason. Because it's true that sometimes we can fumble good things as well. It's crazy how we be the good ones, right? And how we can also fumble the good things too. Simply because when you go through so much trauma and you haven't healed, now you got work that you need to do. Now it's no longer other people got work. Now you got work, Next thing you know, you're the one who's capable of wearing the false mask and all this other stuff. And sometimes it's not even in a deceitful way. Sometimes it's just because you don't know yourself, you're still figuring yourself out, whatever. But we got Saturn coming out, and Saturn is the planet of responsibility and discipline. So be responsible with your love and your love life. Be disciplined. Okay, when it comes to your commitments, all right? I'm seeing contracts, career, like whatever your vision is, be consistent. Red, Maureen, I got you, hun. Is this for a question or something else? Just to let you guys know, my questions are $10, my readings are $50. But if you guys cannot afford my prices, donations are accepted. Oh, Miss Tanya, that was you. Okay, I got you, hun. Oh. So that's all I need to say for you guys, right? The collective message has been given. I'm going to go ahead and start on Miss Tanya. Miss Tanya, what are we going to be doing? Are we going to be doing a reading? A question? I don't know if you typed something in here. Oh, you said a reading. Wait. Okay, yeah, you said a reading. What kind of reading can I do for you, love? Thank you for your trust and your support. I haven't seen you in a while. I hope everything has been grand. But yeah, some of y'all, some of them beliefs you had, not even your beliefs. A lot of things was a facade. But I feel like around this summertime, for sure, a lot of growth is going to be happening. So I feel like right now, it's like a lot of you guys were in this south node, comfort zone, clinging energy, and now you're moving towards. It's crazy how the cards are literally in order. Literally activating your higher self, which is going to bring you into this north node energy. Cosmic energy, your purpose. Literally. And the crazy thing is you're going to be coming into union with yourself and possible union with people from like past lives or something, like literally soulmates. So some of y'all thought that these people was your soulmates and like all this other stuff, but turns out, nah, you've just been delaying these soul tribe energies from coming in because of your own wounds, and you know, you still operate in the south node energy and this ego and all this other stuff, right? But I'm seeing there's a spark of renewal here because you creating things and you operating in self-love, and you know, you moving with intention. That's why you attracting better energy within your emotions, relationships, and the way that you love. Some of y'all experienced the dark night of the soul, and that's because this has brought you to the point in time where you are meant to nurture yourself. Girl, you so. Let me see. Thank you, love. You know? So I feel like this has brought you to this energy to finally stop being tempted, you know? Being deceived. Whether it's you deceiving yourself or other people with the false mask and all this other stuff. That's why you guys are at a distance from people, or encouraged to be at a distance. That's why the disharmony and the triggers and the conflict is here. Because this is what's really going to push you towards solitude and cutting people off and focusing on yourself. Because I feel like with who you are, some of y'all, you're a little hard-headed. You just, you know. So I feel like your divine spiritual team had to step in, and I feel like you have to just be forced into self-love and care. But the great thing is you're going to be celebrating. I'm saying gifts, whether this is spiritual gifts or physical gifts, you know, monetary value, whatever. I'm seeing abundance. All right. I'm seeing seeds being planted. Either you've been planting the seeds, or you're going to be planting, or you're encouraged to. I'm seeing somebody in them thoughts. See, a lot of this energy only exists because of, you know, wounds, addictions, obsessions. And I told y'all, addictions and obsessions, you can tie to anything. Jealousy, people pleasing, right? A lot of things. But a lot of you guys are, I'm telling you, the seasons, very significant. We talked about spring, summer, and now we on winter. This is the rebirth. Now, I'm not saying that it's in that exact order, right? But it could be. Because surprisingly, these cards are literally in its order, like helping me tell the story. And I don't even got to shuffle or whatever. I can just pick a card up and, you know. There go that karma, balance, justice. This is your justice, freedom. You're not meant to feel trapped and confined and struggle and all of this other stuff. When you really think about it, it could be a choice at the same time. Even if you grew up in poverty, even if you grew up where this, and that, I'm telling you, regardless of what happened in your life, you and anybody else is always able to reach their highest potential in life. No matter the obstacle, no matter anything. I'm telling you, like, you know yourself. I'm literally telling you. That's how powerful like human beings really be. But when people are, disconnected from their innocence, they're disconnected from their emotions, it's just, but see, we are not anybody's personal God, healer, etc. I see why they created, or whatever, why the image of God, etc. was created anyway. But yeah, balance out the heart and the mind, okay? A lot of y'all, you just operate straight heart, straight passion, and you get yourself hurt every time. You got to balance it out with your intellect, okay? Your wisdom. But there's some type of communication that could be coming in from an outside source. I'm not sure what type of communication, what type of message. Maybe it's job related, maybe it's relationship, maybe somebody from your past child, a new person. I don't know. Everybody's life is different. Okay, maybe this is personal message, self message, energy, right? A shift happening. Y'all self-worth is up here and your expectations are down here. You no longer expecting the world and everything else from people. I see why you expect that, because a lot of times when we possess certain energy, that's what we expect. We're good people, so we expect good people. Then you get surprised and realize that, oh, other things exist, right? Now you confused. Now you experience illusions. Now you guarded from being vulnerable. But I feel like all of these things happen for a reason. They may not have felt good. And I'm not saying you had to go through it, but maybe a little bit, right? Because once again, if you didn't see clearly or didn't know any better, or you was operating in an inexperienced or immature energy, right? We talked about that earlier with the Page of Cups energy. When I said this energy, it seems a bit immature, whatever. A lot of you guys started off young, or if this wasn't based on age, it was still immature, inexperienced energy. So I feel like it was just literally naive energy. Like you just did not know. So it was bound for you to like bump your head, really. That's why I feel like it was like fate or whatever, right? Because I mean, what's next? If you see something clearly, then you see something clearly, you're not going to miss something. If you don't see something clearly, you may end up 9 times out of 10, 8 times out of 10, 7 times, whatever. It's still going to be a higher percentage that you'll end up, So I feel like that's why some things had to happen in your life. You probably was going down this path where you didn't feel like liars existed or falseness existed. This is right. So when you experience it, that's how you know it exists. See, the crazy, you can't talk about anything or say anything that you haven't experienced before. So a lot of things now you've experienced. So now you got the wisdom. Now you tapping in with the subconscious, low key. Now things are just, making sense, forming whatever. And I feel like this is like, look, we got structure forming, solid foundation. So I feel like a lot of things were happening just so when you do get to that very abundant, beautiful lifetime, which I feel like you've always been on, just, had bumps in the road and bump your head a few times, whatever. But it's all gonna make sense, and it's gonna be really beautiful. It's gonna be really beautiful. I feel like some of you guys, your family, your home, your commitment is very significant now and in the future. And I feel like a lot of you guys, you're going to create your own family and home and community and everything like that, for sure. So you transcending, you coming into union with self. Yeah. You just need to, stop limiting yourself and release those fears. That's an illusion, for real. I'm telling you. You in this energy, something you attracting, you in this very attractive energy, whether it's looks wise, whether it's energetically, and you're just, things are magnetically attracting towards you, or you're going towards it, even unconsciously. Like, I'm telling you. But yeah, somebody could be coming in to apologize, or You know, you could be encouraged to forgive. That's especially with these memories that you have. And, you know, a lot of you guys may, like, nostalgia could be very significant. But look, I told y'all you experiencing this transformation. This is Pluto energies. We talked about Pluto and Saturn. When we're talking about the planets, Pluto ties to regeneration and transformation. Saturn ties to responsibility and discipline. So I feel like y'all been getting that butt whooped, okay? But only something is beautiful going to come out of it, I'm telling you. Just keep on being strong. Keep on being, stand on your boundaries. Keep on pouring back into yourself. Okay? Meet new people, hell. And I'm not encouraging you to, you know, go out, meet new people, and whatever. I actually prefer you guys to actually be in an energy to where you're in your own space, because you've just been around everybody else your whole life. And I feel like you just need to finally have some alone time, to be honest. It's not isolation, okay? It's just solitude. It's just getting back. Man, look, okay. We don't need to make sense of everything. Just, I personally feel like, and if you don't, hey, if you feel like you at a point in time in your life where you can do both, pour into yourself and come into new connections, then that's what you do. Me personally, I feel like, well, I don't know. Because I would personally feel like I'm at a point in time where I just want to be in my own space, in my own energy. I don't know. Because I would personally feel like I'm at a point in time where I just want to be in my own space, in my own energy. See, look, that's what I was talking about earlier. See, y'all lack certain things because you're doubting receiving certain things. You got to be open to receive, but how are you open to receive if you're doubting or experiencing some type of lack when it comes to whatever this is? You got you in regret, or you got other people in regret, or maybe you've had some regrets when it came to these situations and connections, and now you guarded, you in a particular energy, you know, but separation has been longing for some time, you know. So I feel like, you know, for you to keep fighting something that your spiritual team was nudging you towards, that you yourself was feeling called towards, you just kept fighting against it. Eventually, everything was just possibly going to come tumbling down to the point where you were forced to actually have to let people go. But I feel like it's up to you to be consistent. Okay, stop avoiding things. Stop avoiding change. Stop avoiding completing this cycle. It's time to balance out your feminine with your masculine energy. Stop sabotaging. Stop feeling guilty. Okay, a lot of you guys are detached anyway. So how are you able to even operate in a certain energy if you're pretty much detached and cold and everything else? You know you gotta work smarter, not harder. You already have the clarity. Trust your intuition. Okay, the past is causing you to be in this energy of lack, suffering. Remember we talked about the lack energy? You didn't have that already in your body, mind, and soul. That came as you were entertaining certain connections. That's why you guys were encouraged to release, surrender, and purge, because this was actually changing you as a person and not into the version of yourself who you were meant to be. But I feel like everything happens for a reason and nothing is coincidence. Whatever version you came across, I feel like you was meant to come across it. But I feel like a lot of these things that you've experienced, it started shifting your beliefs. It started shifting how you showed up in your life. And this wasn't even who you were for real. So I feel like all of this purging and releasing and surrendering is going to help bring you into union with yourself, your true self. Not the version of you who's experiencing lack. Not the version of you who's operating out of survival mode. Not the version of you who's still wanting to be chosen by everybody else and people please. No. But the true version of you, that true yes. Okay? We got present, abundant, gratitude, and then self-care energy. That's the message, y'all. We went through the whole deck. So I feel like y'all know what to do. The message itself was most definitely, look, epiphany, breakthrough. It wasn't beating around the bush. It wasn't something that you gotta pop a blood vessel to figure out. It was simple and easy. Miss Tanya, what kind of reading would you like? Would you like a general? Would you like love? See, we got control tactics. If you want to be in this energy of control, see, you can't let things control you. You got to be able to control it. That's what I was telling y'all. Be able to tame your passions. Be able to be in control of your emotions, yourself, your direction. Don't be all over the place. Don't be in this pick me, choose me energy. I'm going to run and chase after this person, even though they're draining me, even though they're hurting me. Right? But yeah, that's pretty much the messages, the message that I'm seeing for you guys. So there's something new that wants to come in, and this is going to be something that's worth waiting for. Okay? So you know what to do in this point in time. Hi, Ann. Just focus on healing, okay? And pouring back into yourself. And, you know, actually, you know, whatever plans you have or goals you're wanting to reach, to set the fears aside and to finally release and purge any and everything that doesn't belong, including people who are toxic for your health, your growth, and unity of self. Honestly, those are connections that are clearly not for you if that's what's happening. See, sometimes, back then you would have instantly seen this, knew this red flag. No, but it's like some way, somehow, I don't know what happened to y'all. Like, that's why I said that's a dangerous thing. Like, you over here doing things that you wouldn't have even done before. You over here doing, like, it's just crazy for real. But I mean, I guess that's why we all are part of the same collective. We can all resonate in some type of way. But see, this is your justice that you holding yourself back from. Nobody else is keeping you away from this but you. All right? You're keeping yourself away from true love, true happiness, harmonious connections. Okay? Heal, grieve the past, etc. Stop dwelling on it. Stop not forgiving people. That's how you really not even moving forward for real. You know, get out of your head. Stop, you know, feeling insecure about, like, I'm telling you, I could talk for hours for real, but wanted to start on Miss Tanya's reading, and my phone is also on 8%, so I'm about to really just go ahead and end the message. But this is self-imposed. She has the blindfold on. She's all tied up, but this is her own personal doing. All you have to do is take the blindfold off. See, this seemed like it's very tight on her, but I'm telling you, if she just move an inch, it's gonna fall off. So you have to be willing to step outside of your own thoughts. Y'all are literally living in your own thoughts rent free, and this is you putting yourself in this energy. This is your own thoughts. And I'm not saying, oh, you got trauma wounds and your thoughts interfering with your relationships. No, like I told you, some of these people, they possibly triggered wounds that you've already previously had. So your feelings are valid to feel however you're feeling, but you just got to stop making the same choices. If somebody make you feel like you second guessing yourself, if somebody making you feel like you can't trust them, trust that. Stop doing the same things over again and release people who just don't serve you. I understand you love people and you seen a future with people, but look, it ain't working out. And it hasn't been for a while now. And little do you know, you the one that's holding yourself back from true love and happiness. So you gotta literally move on and walk away from things that are literally not emotionally fulfilling. This is not abandonment. This is finally no longer self-abandoning yourself. See, a lot of y'all, you had to get to this point. You had to be forced into this point. See, this is not like a switch that you flip on and off. Okay, I'm done. No, this is something that literally you got pushed into. Like, you had no choice. You didn't choose to fall out of love with people. You didn't choose to be emotionally withdrawn. you've got pushed into this energy. So I feel like a lot of y'all, you had to, I guess you had to experience some things until you finally had no choice but to release it, to surrender. But I feel like you're going to be coming into rejuvenation and healing. It's just up for you to do. So yes, there are illusions. There were illusions. But see, you got to trust your intuition in these moments. A lot of things are not what it seems. But see, I don't know why it don't be as clear as day with some of you guys. But you already know. You already know. Be smart. You already see that this is not healthy. It's not balanced. All right. You want to connect with people who you can actually work good together. You can actually build something. It's not like a waste of time, waste of effort. You got people who actually are putting in the effort, who are actually trying, who it's not like pulling teeth with these type of energies. There go the sun right there. See, something has already been illuminated. I'm seeing pregnancy. This could have been people who you had pregnancies with. But it's time to finally embark on this brand new journey. And I'm seeing that y'all are going to be physically starting on something new. You could be seeing 9s. You could be seeing 6s. And as I was talking about earlier, them 6s are the solutions energy. After so many problems, not enough solutions. After so many questions, not a lot of answers. The answers are finally here. The solutions are finally here. It's just up to you to embark on this brand new beginning. See, a lot of you guys, you can be like actors, actresses. Maybe this is your thing. You're a creative individual. You could be a speaker, right? Even when you were a child, very entertaining, bold energy. So it's time to focus back on your ambitions and to get back into dependency instead of codependency. You were never codependent. And what possibly created this energy to begin with really stemmed down from, I'm telling you, it starts with mom and dad or guardian. If some of you guys, you know, you weren't connected with mom and dad, but even if you weren't, and say you probably never met your mom and dad because you probably grew up in like an orphanage or whatever, that's still just as important. You still could have some type of father and mother wounds, regardless. So you really just got to go in, do the shadow work, do the inner child healing. I'm telling you. Even if you got to sit and ask ChatGPT itself, what's inner child healing? What's this? What's that? Even if you ask yourself personally, ask yourself questions, you will get responses. Ask your spiritual team stuff. They will give you answers. Sometimes you may not see it right away, but that don't mean that it's not happening. Just like sometimes y'all don't see that, you know, the growth or the progress in a situation, right? Or maybe you don't see the results. That doesn't mean that you're not making any progress. That doesn't mean that something is not, like that the seeds that you planted are not growing. You just got to be patient. It was this quote that said, if you dig a seed, if you plant a seed and it hasn't sprouted yet, you're not going to dig the seed back up to see if it's growing. No. You plant the seed, leave it there, be patient. Your spiritual team is encouraging you to trust in divine time. That they are here with you, guiding you, helping you to just trust in your intuition as you navigate this path. My personal advice to you is to balance out your heart and your mind. Y'all be too much with this heart on your sleeve energy, and that's why certain things happen. Okay. Miss Tanya, I may have to send your reading privately. I don't know if you want to do it that way, because I'm a bit of a talker, and either I'm going to have to do your reading privately, or I'm going to have to like switch phones. This phone is on 29%. This phone actually dies extremely quick. That's why I always get on this phone. But I don't know if you, okay, that's fine. Okay, so you said you wanted a general reading. Okay, do you have Instagram or anything? Because I can send your reading there if you do. If you have an Instagram, make sure you can just DM me on TikTok, or you can go on my link and scroll to my Instagram, and you can just like either follow me or message me and say it's you, and I can have your contact information. But yeah, you guys, that is pretty much what I'm seeing. Girl, I'm old school. I've been deleted. Okay, what do you have? Do you have an email? I can email you. Okay, yes, ma'am. Could you please send me your email through TikTok? All right, we may have a little bit of time for me to pull you guys a card from the angel number deck, the spirit animal deck, and the spirit message deck. All right, can I have one last message here for the collective? One last message here for the collective. I did see angel number 0 pop out. Ooh. Okay, so we got angel number 4. It says, I am stable. You for sure are. You don't need anyone to be stable. You don't need anyone to help you stand on all 10. Okay? You got it. It says, I am innovative. You can create whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. You're extremely smart. Okay? I don't know if you feel like other people can help you get where you want to go, or they got the tools and resources that you need. Baby, they can't even help their damn self. Like, an example would be, you graduated from high school, so you have a diploma. Other hand, these people didn't even graduate from middle school, so they have, you know, not even a GED, right? And this is no offense to anybody if you haven't finished high school. I'm just making an example, right? So it's just like, imagine you being in all of these energies and everything like this. So it's like, what makes you think that they really, like, it's like you really entertaining the help for real. Like, that's all that's happening. You sent it? Okay, thank you, love. I'll check that as soon as I get off of here, and I'll start on your general, and I'll have it emailed to you before the day is up, or tomorrow. It's currently 10:40 p.m. so I'm not sure what can happen in these midst of time. But I'll most definitely make sure it's prioritized, and I'll get that sent out to you. So we have 1010. That could be very significant for you guys. We have angel number 1, and we have 1111. And remember, we just talked about angel number 0 earlier, and the angel number 4 is very significant. But I'm going to read these 3. Okay? So with angel number 1111, 1111, you could be... you could be seeing this angel number even when it comes to your relationships. Maybe when you were in relationships with these individuals, maybe you seen 1111 come by. Maybe you seen 111 or wands, or, you know, 1010, you know, or this can even be outside of the connections and just whatever, right? But angel number 1111, a mantra that you can say is, I am awakening. And that is true. You are actually awakening. Remember, we talked about the awakenings, the breakthroughs. This is confirmation that you are experiencing an awakening, or you are actively on this awakening to where you're just waking up for real, right? Coming into who you truly are, remembering who you are for real. It says the universe is arranging people and experiences on your path to help you succeed and helping you wake up to who you truly are. And this could even be people who are here to teach you lessons. It doesn't have to just be people who are here to make you, to be healthy connections and make you, no, it can also be connections that are literally gonna mirror your dark energy, their dark energy, and it's gonna be straight chaotic, right? So I feel like all of this, that's possibly what it meant by your divine spiritual team is intervening in your life, not necessarily causing problems and chaos, because I feel like that's our doing, right? We create our reality. You know, if we're unhealed, then we may experience some stuff, right? So I just feel like man, nothing is a coincidence. Okay, now angel number 1, we have I am innovative. This can be something that you can say. It says you are a self-starter with very innovative ways of creating opportunity. Your determination and endurance are powerful and will help you get through rough times and reach success. Okay, now with angel number 1010 here, it says, I am patient. So once again, confirmation for you guys to be patient. Okay, 333 is very significant as well. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3 can even be significant. All right. Ooh, we have 999. Wow, and 777, 12, 12. Look, we can't really get into all of these right now, but beautiful, beautiful energy. Okay, instead of me doing spirit messages and spirit animal, I think I'm gonna just keep it at the angel numbers, because these are really, all of these are really great. But see, I'm trying to calm down and just try to get the message out, but I keep seeing exciting things that I want to tell y'all, so I'm gonna have to, like, in another reading, do those cards for y'all. I already know that it's gonna be great. I'm talking a little bit too much, but I just know these spirit animals and the spirit messages will be really great as well. But okay, so I'm gonna try to pull one of each from that deck. Now, keep your thoughts positive and be patient, as everything is working out for your highest good. Trust that your angels are working behind the scenes to help you. All right, now we have, I am focused. Stay focused on your best possible future and remain optimistic throughout the entire journey. Okay, your angels are right behind you as you turn your dreams into reality. And this could even be, like, once again, going back to that work smarter, not harder energy. For a lot of you guys, if you know that when you emotionally invest in people that they're capable of letting you down, simply don't emotionally invest. Like, I know when you come into spirituality, a lot of people who are spiritual, they have beliefs that, oh, cut this person out from your life entirely, release them, da-da-da. But as I told you guys, I'm not here to tell you what to do, and I'm not here to tell you that there's a right or wrong way to live your life. You live your life however the hell you're going to live your life. If you cut people off permanently, you cut people off permanently. If you don't, you don't. But all I'm going to say is work smarter, not harder, okay? I hope that doesn't discourage anybody from cutting people off who they need to cut off, because once again, a lot of y'all separation has actually been longing for some time, and a lot of people are holding you back from some type of union of self or growth. So a lot of you guys are actually encouraged to let people go, but just take it how it resonates. Okay, 999 here. It says, I am unique. Thank the past for your lessons and leave it where it belongs, so you can make the best of the life that is still waiting to be fulfilled by only you. Ooh, confirmation. Some of y'all, yes, is cut off game entirely. Okay, little baby. See, y'all gonna have some people that want to come with you on this journey. They gonna want to be seen like how you being seen. They gonna want to be all of these things, but they had their time. They had their time. They had their opportunity and they fumbled. You can't be over here fumbling earth angels and gods and goddesses and human bodies. You know what I'm saying? You gotta, get that karma. And the collective gotta get that justice. It just is what it is. So a lot of you guys, especially these romantic connections, you are gonna have to say your goodbyes. And the thing is, that don't have to feel so painful as you think. It's actually a beautiful thing, because I'm telling you, it's a beautiful thing. All right. Now with 777, we have, I am in the flow. Your purpose flows from within you, and everything that is unfolding or being revealed to you is part of your purpose. A state of peace and calmness in your soul. A state of peace and calmness in your soul is the next energy. Okay, 222, and I'm gonna end it at 0 here. It says, I am aligned. You are in possession of incredible creative powers, and it is assured that you can achieve anything you wish. Last card, 0. Okay, it says, I am limitless. There is no beginning and no end. All is infinite. It is time to develop your spiritual side. You are gaining new sight and understanding of both godly and earthly things. Okay, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, I'm going to try to hurry up. We got the owl coming out. It talks about observation. It says, you are being encouraged to look beyond deceiving appearances into the true reality of a situation or a person's motives. You need to hear what is really being said despite the words and emotions coming from the messenger. Ooh, I'm telling you. All right, we got the turkey coming out with the eagle. Okay, so I'm seeing good news, and maybe a vision you have is gonna bring about good news, or maybe this vision is something that's really great. But it says you may soon receive an important but very unexpected gift. Accept this with deep respect. Someone has sacrificed a lot to help you open doors and grow. A lot of things will change for the better. All right, now with the eagle coming out here, which ties to vision, what we just got done reading was the turkey, which ties to good news. So the month of November could be significant. Thanksgiving could be significant. It says it is time to look inward with an attentive eye. Allow your heart to guide you, and opportunities you never dreamed were possible will present themselves when you least expect it. Get ready for greatness, period. And see, this gift could have been from me, honey, but look, it don't have to be. It don't have to be. I'm just saying. It could be another gift. Okay, on the back of the deck we have, when a door doesn't open, don't waste your energy trying to make it open. It's closed for a reason. You are being redirected to something far bigger and better. Endings are part of the cycle of life. They make way for wonderful new beginnings and opportunities. Okay, let's get another card here. Yes, Miss Tanya, if you would like, I can pull you messages from these decks specifically, since they're like resonating with you so much. I actually adore these decks. The angel number messages, I love all of them. Any more messages here for the collective? It says, instead of pushing yourself so hard, stop, breathe, and reevaluate. You are doing enough, even if it doesn't feel like it. Don't wear yourself out to the point of exhaustion. It is not worth it. Balance your time more wisely. Okay, on the back of the deck we have, if it is meant to be, it will be. You won't have to force, convince, or worry over it. Let it flow, let it be, and let it come to you. You are attracting everything you need. Trust the timing of your life. Period. Love that for y'all. That's pretty much the messages that I'm seeing. And if you ever were looking for a yes or no answer, the answer is, what is the collective's yes or no answer? Think of your question, or a question that you've been having on your mind for some time now. It's going to be the main energy. So let's see. If the collective was ever looking for a yes or no, what is their answer? Yes or no? From the angels. This is from your angels. What is the answer for the collective? Is it yes or no? Now use your intuition with this. Some of y'all probably were thinking, should I give my ex a chance? And I may pull out a yes, and child, okay. But anyways, look, yes or no? What is the answer for the collective? See, all of this shows that y'all don't need no yes or no, okay? What is the answer? It says ask your angels. So whatever it is you have on your mind, just ask your angels. But at the end of the day, I'm seeing perfect timing. All right, thank you again, Miss Tanya, for your donation. I'll make sure I get started on your reading ASAP and send it over to you at my earliest convenience. My phone is on 1%, you guys, so I'm going to go ahead and end this message. If you ever want to come back to it, it will be uploaded to my YouTube. If you want to leave a review on my website, you can always click the link in my bio, click on the website, and you'll see name and comment. All right, of course, Miss Tanya.